off the logo. I'll give it 15 seconds. Okay. Let us get this started for at least a half hour or so. Welcome to the live stream. It is Ryan again, creator of Tales of Valhalla, the online YouTube stop-motion adventure based off the board game Heroscape. And as you can see right now, we're going to be doing some editing tonight, because currently in production of Season 2, and I've got about, I'd say about 90%, roughly 90% of Season 2 all done with the stop motion, spending this time over the summer and early fall just starting to do some video editing, so you guys will be able to get a sneak peek of what's actually going to be happening in these episodes and how they're going to be edited and so on and so forth. You can see we have, looks like Einar, bunch of Einar figures here. And they're just walking down the path, and we'll get into that in a moment. But I did want to mention one thing before we did get started with editing. By the way, know nothing about Tales of Valhalla, you can go on YouTube, type Tales of Valhalla in the search bar. You'll be able to find it. And see here, should I actually can leave a link in the chat too. Hold on a second, let me do that. Probably should have done that earlier, but that's fine. Copy. This is why copy and paste is so wonderful. Alright. Booyah, sent. Okay, so there it is. And we currently have Season 1 on YouTube, as well as behind the scenes video and character introduction, whole 9 yards, to see some of the characters in the Heroscape universe. If you've played Heroscape before, you might recognize some. There are new names for like some of the just common squad figures. And just currently building this new stop motion universe show, whatever you want to call it, and a lot of action coming up in Seasons 2 and 3 to carry on from what we did in Season 1 and go from there. And so the only announcement I have to say before we actually get started with the video editing is that over the course of the past month, there's been a company out in the western part of the United States that they spent the past few years like designing and creating and trying to get out into the market Heroscape-like tiles, terrain tiles, for not just Heroscape but for other types of gaming like Dungeons and Dragons and any type of miniature line really, and the like. And they did a Kickstarter a few years back and it failed, but they did a Kickstarter a month ago. And I decided to help back it because I'm like, this is some really cool stuff that I can use for the show. And here I'm just going to give you guys, show you guys the Kickstarter page and then just their main page. And when I transport this live stream video to YouTube, there'll be a link below talking about this company which its name is Hyground. And let me just show you. This was their Kickstarter. And just to give you guys an idea of what it looks like, and they do square and hex, and I invested in the hex tiles. All kinds of videos, but as you can see, just the level of designing now. For this Kickstarter, and it's a shame that I forgot about to mention it with Kickstarter, or I forgot to mention it from the live stream that I did like a week and a half ago, and I'm like, as soon as I remember, like, oh, I forgot to mention it, darn it. So There's no way to invest in the Kickstarter anymore, but at least I'll show you what their website is and leave a link for the website so you can purchase the products online. Right now, they're just giving offers just to download the files for these products to where you can print out on a 3D printer. And they try to make it as very simple as possible. They have recommendations on investing in your own 3D printer, or of course you can ask if a friend has a 3D printer, or they have 3D printer services that will be able to help out as well. A little bit more investment, but as you can see with, like, say, just the lava tiles here is just amazing. I definitely gonna use those. Like, even though season 2 is 90% done, there is some scenes that I haven't shot that where these lava tiles will be perfect. So these will probably be one of the first things that I print out. I mean, I currently don't have a 3D printer. I'm not planning to purchase it for the 3D printer because I just don't have the money for that at the moment, or the space. But I do have a friend who does, as well as I'll probably use some of the 3D printer services and just see which one is the best fit for the amount of tiles that I will probably want to create. I'm going to go down here and see the sand. The sand is definitely something I can use, and as well as like the graveyard tiles, maybe not so, but I'm still going to print them out. And the great thing is you can save these once I get these downloads, these printable files. I can print as many as I want, and I can save them to print them any time I want, which is a great thing. So even if you invest them now and say, you know, I don't have a 3D printer, well, then just get them now and then wait when you can get one, because 3D printers are definitely becoming more popular, and they're easier to purchase now and easier to use. So they're becoming definitely a better marketable product, and very useful, especially for, like, say, miniature wargaming and the like. I like the water tiles too. And here's some swamp tiles. I love these raised walkways that can be used. I like these rock sets. And everything you see so far in this Kickstarter, that's what I invested in. And matter of fact, everything you see basically in this Kickstarter is gonna I'm gonna be able to download and print whenever I want. And these were some of the rewards, some of the free rewards. You got Ice Cave, definitely be using that. Raised walkways, just a lot of these things would be very useful in the future. Mystic tiles, I have a use for them in season 3. And like, say, for this bridge, I could actually animate to where I print out both bridges, and I can animate one bridge and then have like some type of an explosion happen, and then replace, like when animating, replace the complete bridge with the broken bridge, and that'll create that kind of effect to where part of the bridge got exploded off. And you got dice trays. This would be great for like the other faction, which is more elf-like, for this Tree 4 add-on set. So all these rewards were, you know, receive in the Kickstarter. So for the amount of money I invested, I'd say I got more than double, really, the amount that I put in. So definitely worth getting. And then Mineshaft added. So these last ones, they haven't even created this. Like, it's like their Kickstarter was very, very successful for these guys in Hyground, and I think they got up almost to $30,000 of people, and their goal was just 1,000. So it's really cool, and I look forward to when these tiles get printed off, and then I'm gonna start printing, and hopefully in this winter, whenever I do a live stream, I'll be able to like show them in front of the camera here and be like, oh, this is what, you know, we're using, whatever, when we start doing stop motion again in the winter time. Okay, here's Hyground's website, just hygroundtiles.com. If you can see that, I don't know if, oh, wait a minute. My camera is kind of blocking the way, so there you go. Hygroundtiles.com. And go online to them there, and they have products to where you'll be able to eventually purchase. And there are even some things that you can download for free on there to print out if you have a 3D printer, or just save the files for if you have a friend who has a 3D printer or a 3D printer service. So really, really cool. Really, really cool products. Can't wait to use them. And thank you to Bill and I believe Kara for just creating these and giving us these opportunity to basically expand not just Heroscape but other universes that we want to create in the future. So that is that. And I just spent about now almost a little over a quarter of my time. So let's get to some video editing. Unless anyone has a question, by all means, feel free to ask about what's going on here. But I am just going to start with video editing. Now, the last time we were video editing, it was a battle scene, and like I said, I got all that edited. Still have to do special effects, but that battle scene is pretty much all edited and finely tuned. So we're moving on to this scene, which is basically just soldiers marching to either like some destination or battle or whatever you want to call it. And I have not even laid them down on the timeline. And what we are using for video editing is Hitfilm Express. I'll leave a link to Hitfilm as well, so you can find that. It's free downloadable online. I have purchased some add-ons for special effects or whatever, but it's a very nice starter, and even just using for video editing for people just getting started for video production and the like. So let us get started with this now. I believe I want to use, let's see here. I rendered this shot faster, a little bit faster and a little bit slower. Or one clip is faster, one clip is slower. I just want to see which one works better. I actually think the faster one works better. Yeah, I think so. We'll try it. So I'm just going to, excuse me, I'm just going to edit this to where, because they stop all of a sudden, so I only animated them to a certain point. So I'm just going to go right there. And do they start right away? Yes. Okay. So I'm just going to add that. I don't know what they mean. Hold on a second. Let's see. Oh, I might have already added on. Oh yeah, it's already on here. Let's just put that in a loop. No, that doesn't look good. Okay, just delete it. Alright, so next clip. And so I like about being able to view this. There they come. how that works. So we're gonna stop right there. Add that. Now for this particular clip, I mean, this army hasn't really been like, I don't think they're marching to battle, more so that they're just kind of like, almost in a sense like a retreat mode. So they're just basically walking away, like we quit, basically. So trying to make it more dismal, basically. I'm gonna use the slower shot. Let's see what this one looked like. Actually, that one works fairly good too. Here, hold on a second. I'll go back to this. I might want them to be a little bit slower. Here, see how it looks, just like so, playing back. I think it looks alright. Oops. Back to media. Alright. Now, this particular scene only has 3 clips in it, basically. But it's meant to be just a really quick scene, just to be like, hey, prove the point, and done. Now, this is one of my favorite shots, actually, out of everything that I've done, because you got like a little zombie here, and it's just like kind of like frustrated with life and just hits himself, hits his head against the wall before it's just like, I'm done with life, and then just falls and basically kind of like withers away into dying nothing. So okay, let's start. So they don't start. Okay, that's where they start. And done with life. Done with life. And the army has already marched past. They're not even paying attention to the zombie there. And I believe in the shot we kind of fade out. Now I'm gonna see the other. Oh, I hear a sound. I think my son's awake. I hear a cry. That's my boy. I mentioned last live stream that, yeah, beginning of the summer, my wife had a baby, my son, and yeah, he's just getting up from his nap, so it's alright. I'm just looking to see how there's any difference between this and that. The only subtle difference is the speed between the clips. I don't know. I think I like the other one better. Yeah, this one was a bit slower. I think I like the slower one better, so that's what we're gonna go with. Just checking, make sure my live stream is good. If anyone was watching out there, if you can tell me the audio, if the audio is sounding okay, that would be great. I think my voice is good, and I think the music I'm playing is not going over my voice, so I think we're good for that. But if I get a confirmation, that would be awesome. Always like to get a high. Oh yeah, my kiddo's up. So, let's take a look at... Yeah, let's go back to the zombie, just looking at y'all. Now I'm gonna go to the main timeline and be like, okay, here we are. Zombie's just walking slowly. They're walking past. Zombie goes, ugh. Yeah, 1 second. And that's basically the clip. That's all I need to edit it. It's like 10 minutes and boom, done. Really simple shot. Well, okay, really simple edit, I should say. Not a simple shot. Because when I edited, or when I animated this stuff last year, I mean, first it was, you know, building this, and I don't know if you could tell, but this terrain setup is actually the same terrain setup that I used for most of the Raylan introduction short video, where Raylan is introducing herself and talking and showing what she can do as far as her her shield aura and her fighting style and stuff like that. So yeah, this was part of that set, just without the army in it. But when I animated, like I said, there's over 100 figures, I believe, in here that I had to move one by one every time I had to take a picture. And so, yeah, that took some time just to get those couple of seconds. But I love this. I had this in mind when I wrote the script, as having just this zombie, very frustrated, and then the army's walking past, not caring, and then just like, I'm done with life, and just hits himself, and then ends up fading to black. So that's that. We're gonna save it. And one more thing. This is a fairly quick live stream. I mean, we got a little bit of time left, but almost to the half-hour mark. I wanted to. I think a diaper change is happening. I'm pretty sure that's going on. So it's okay. And it's there's a baby monitor out here, so anything you hear in the bedroom, the baby can be like, it gets relayed out here. So, but I'm pretty sure he's just getting his diaper changed, and he's not liking that. And pretty soon, after I'm done with the live stream, I've got to give him a bath. So I am going to actually go to one of the first scenes. It's just going to show you guys what I'm doing as far as special effects is concerned, or one of the first special effects. And I had this in mind also when I was writing the script, and you see, it's just like, whoa, what just happened? So let us... Oh, and there's a cat jumping behind me. You see in the video. So we have... See, I have all this bunch of stuff. Let me just go... Yeah, I want something in the trimmer. Just make it look nice, you know. So this is the shot that we're kind of looking at. As you can see right here, where it has no special effect, here we do. So just going really slow. We start with a huge fireball. And boom. And I think also I'm gonna like throw in some like debris dust or something to come out to make it look like, okay, this wall just exploded, basically. And then you see in the background here, kind of try to make that less bright, but you have Mimring just basically blowing off still a little bit more steam from the fireball that he just threw, and then kind of just fades away. It's a nice little touch, although it's like something I still have to finesse and work on. But yeah, I knew like from the very beginning when I started this particular battle scene that Mimring was going to use his fireball and explode a wall. It's something I most definitely wanted to do. So yeah. So still a lot of finessing, but just starting to work on that. And there's a lot of special effects that will have to be done for this battle scene. But another thing I want to show you is this shot, which should, because I was working on it, where like Mimring flies and comes down and then bam, throws that fireball right into the camera. And then I'm just gonna have the fire just continually on the loop to where it'll keep on going until it transitions into another scene. Boom. So let's have just, okay. So you got sentinels fighting sentinels here on the top of the castle. And then kind of strays away to where there's another sentinel. And a Solborg just watching the dragon fly in. And boom. Yeah. So that's basically what's been going so far with the editing. And this is still in episode 1 of season 2. And it's gonna take some time just to get episode 1 edited. After episode 1 is done, the rest of season 2 should be pretty darn simple, just because there's just an unholy amount of special effects to be added on just these first few scenes in episode 1. But it's fun to show you. Fun to show you what's going on, what's happening. Here, let's have drawing clips and just wanna save it to where, okay, let's have it to where, yeah, there. There's just people be like, there's like a fire splotch there. Yep. So, yeah. So what else would I have to say? Because we're approaching the 30-minute mark. Gonna try to do another live stream in the next week or so. It'll probably be, like I said before, either on a Wednesday or Saturday during the week. More than likely Saturday. Probably next Saturday. That's when I'll be doing it again. But we'll see. We'll see when I have time. Either Wednesday evening or Saturday evening. Keep your calendars checked for this wonderful, exciting stuff that's happening. Stop motion Heroscape. Like I said, I am Ryan. That's all. That's pretty much I have to say. Just a lot of, like I said, I'm excited over Hyground and the train that I'll be getting soon, and definitely be showing that off sometime in the future when I'm able to get the stuff printed out and ready to animate. It'll be fun to use, and yeah, just this production process will just keep on continuing. So I will see you guys next time when hopefully we'll be well more into getting all these special effects done and working more on episode, and hopefully either like working on more of episode 1 or finishing episode 1. We'll see. I think it's going to take a little bit more time than a week to get it done though, because busy life. So excuse me. That is basically it for today. So short live stream, but that's all I can do right now. So I will see all you guys later, and for more stop motion fun. Bye.